Dear brothers and sisters, let us continue the book reading Why is Real, written by Babuji Maharaj. Chapter My Existence. Now, what sort of man should a seeker be? Is the next question. He should be one who is blind to the charms of the world, is inspired with one object and one purpose, and thinking all the while of that alone which may be helpful to him in the attainment of the ideal. Such a seeker shall never fail to seek out a master worthy of the job. Such a seeker can never be led away by the flow of irrelevant thought. He remains firm on the right path, holding fast to his sadhana. He is prompted by an intense longing and always remains in search of better means to speed up his progress. His own internal light helps him a great deal on the path. This is the key to success, which has been so much stressed upon by sages. In short, all that is required for sure success is intense longing together with proper means and earnest endeavors. Here, Babuji Maharaj is telling us how a sincere seeker should be. Because what sort of man should be a sincere seeker be is the question, isn't it? A seeker should be blind to the charms of the world. Because usually people are attracted towards the charm of this world, aspiring for many things, and are distracted with many worldly thoughts. In addition to this, they will do so much jugglery to achieve them or to fulfill their desires, isn't it? But a real seeker is not interested in all these things. In spite, he is inspired with only one object, that is his goal or guru. One purpose, that is to achieve his goal, and one thought, that is how to achieve the goal. When this is the condition of a seeker, then he will become restless. And when that restlessness reaches its peak, it knocks the door of the master. Then the capable master come to that seeker for his spiritual upliftment. Like this, he will be successful in seeking a capable master. And such seekers will never be led away or carried away by the flow of unnecessary thoughts. They will never waste their time for these worldly aspects. Instead, they will be always thinking about Master and Master alone and want to please the Master. The flow of their thoughts will be like this. If I do this, can I please my Master? Or if I change my behavior, can I please my Master? Always they want to transform themselves to please his or her Master, and finally wants to become just like his Master. So this is the beauty of sincere seekers. Such seekers will stick to their sadhana as prescribed by Master firmly, because they want to progress faster and faster. For this, one's own internal light will help him to march ahead in this path, and it acts like a torch in his spiritual journey. This is a very important key to success, which has been even stressed upon by ancient sages of India. Now, let's read further. How may it be possible for an Abhyasi to advance up to negation and even beyond that? It may be in the first place by the kind grace of the Master, who might himself have attained that state. But for that, the Abhyasi must develop in himself intense love and devotion, which might induce the Master to bestow his grace. Here, Babuji Maharaj is saying how it is possible for an Abhyasi to achieve that state of negation or advance even beyond that condition. This is the usual question that will be dwelling in almost all the Abhyasi's mind, isn't it? For that, what Babuji Maharaj is saying, it is possible only by the grace of capable Master who has attained that state of condition. For example, to educate or to teach kindergarten children or pre-primary students, the teacher, if they had completed SSLC or PUC, it's fine, isn't it? If primary and secondary education students has to be taught, then the teacher should have a minimum qualification, that is a degree. Similarly, for graduation and post-graduation, the lecturer should have post-graduation or PhD qualification, isn't it? If at all, for a student who want to pursue PhD, the guide should be specialized in the topic with an award of PhD. Then only that guide can help that student in accomplishing PhD. Can a SSLC passed teacher guide a PhD student? No, never. Similarly, to achieve complete state of negation, the Guru should be of that caliber, isn't it? Then only we can reach up to that level. So, now we are doing our PhD in our spiritual practice, isn't it? For this, what is the minimum criteria or qualification an Abhyasi should have? It is nothing but intense love, devotion towards Master, so as to make Master to bestow his grace upon us. Let us read further. One of the essential things necessary for the achievement of negation is the growth of intense craving amounting to restless impatience combined with sincere love and devotion. When the feeling of love is there in the heart, restlessness must come in by itself. The difference in degree may not be of much account in this respect, since it may grow more and more in course of time. But what can be said of those who even get annoyed and irritated whenever a harsh or reprimanding word is used for them. That may be a clear indication of the fact that they do not like to free themselves from their egoistic feelings. It is just possible that they might be under the impression that to put them on the right path and to give them higher approaches forms a part of my duty towards them. It may be so to some extent, but then at the same time they must also bear in mind that they are to make themselves deserving for it. I feel concerned with every one of you, but only to the extent that it lies within the limits of my essential duties. I induce everyone to try for the nullification of self, but they do not care to take into view even its elementary steps. And I have to put up with it. I speak of it in a very guarded words, lest someone might get annoyed. Here, Babuji Maharaj is saying that what is the essential thing necessary for the achievement of negation? It is nothing but the development of intense craving amounting to restlessness or impatience, and it is blended with or combined with sincere love and devotion. So these are all the three factors that are very much essential to achieve our goal. The first one is restlessness or impatience, and the second is sincere love, and the third one is devotion. Then what happens when the feeling of love is there in our heart? So when we start feeling love towards our master, we want to become like him or to get that condition. So to get that condition is not easy for us. So we strive hard to get that condition. In that process, what happens? A sort of restlessness will develop. So the result of our deep love or sincere love towards Master is restlessness. And the result of restlessness is attainment of our goal. So these three things are interlinked. When we start loving Master, restlessness will come by itself. When our restlessness reaches the peak, then the doors of Master is open. So and then the degree of this restlessness may vary from person to person, and even it may change from time to time. That is, when an abhyasi starts advancing, that restlessness will also increase. So that is the degree of restlessness or change in degree of restlessness what an abhyasi will undergo. But Babuji Maharaj is saying that some people, they will get annoyed and irritated whenever a harsh word is used for them. That indicates or that shows that they do not want to free themselves from their egoistic feelings, because they don't want to take even a single harsh word from Master. in spite, they feel that taking them to the higher approach and giving all the spiritual conditions, everything is a part of duty of master. Of course, it is correct to some extent or true to some extent, but at the same time, they should make themselves deserving for it. That is, to achieve that highest state of condition, one should make oneself deserving. This is very important point. So Babuji Maharaj is expressing his concern towards each and every abhyasi, and he wanted to induce everyone to try for the nullification of self. That is complete negation of self. But most of the abhyasis will not care to take into view even the basic steps what Babuji Maharaj has laid upon. So, even to speak these words also, Babuji Maharaj is taking so much of care, and he is speaking with guarded words. Otherwise, someone might get annoyed of it. For this, I wanted to share the experience of Raghavendra Saab with Babuji Maharaj, which was expressed before me when I had been to Raichur. Raghavendra Saab used to tell that Babuji Maharaj used to scold us. He used to say so many harsh words to us for not doing our practice properly. And even sometimes he used to tell us that I will cane you if you don't listen to my words. But the very next moment, he was set writing everything. He was having that art of just reversing the phenomena. And he was showering that divine love upon us. Even after scolded by him, again and again we used to run to him from Raichur to Shahjahanpur. See, that is the technique of Babuji Maharaj's training in nullifying one's ego. So, dear brethren, until and unless we nullify completely our ego, it is not possible to achieve that state of negation. So, with this, I conclude today's satsang, and let us know more aspects in the forthcoming satsang. Till then, I take leave. Pranams. Namaskar.